Today's date is August 31st, 2020, Monday. The time is approximately 6:45 p.m. I'm just at my grandmother's residence. I won't give the address. This video is being made to the attention of my relative Jamie Lee Hastings, Mayor Brian Bowman, the FBI director, Chris Away, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and to U.S. President Donald Trump and the U.S. Army. More than anything, I'm going to report this to the FBI. I'm going to send the stuff out hopefully by tomorrow. I have a few bucks. And this has to be in respect that I am reporting Canadian government corruption, conspiracy level corruption with organized crime to commit numerous murders. It initially started with me, and then it is now working towards my family. The incidents are all provable by the reports in the news and the things that I've been charged with. So these incidents are all already reported, and that the government, since the time of these incidents, have been obstructing the course of justice. They haven't been charging the offenders or anything like that. I'm alleging that the April 14, 2014 Stony Mountain case, I'm able to prove that is most likely going to be identified as a government conspiracy, as a Canadian government conspiracy to commit murder on me and my brother through various organized crime groups. That one main conspiracy, that's the main attempt to commit murder, has surrounding implications of other major conspiracies that can be linked to the same one. So this is a major case. I suspect this kind of allegation could make CNN headlines. So I just want to make a quick video. Again, this is to Jamie Hastings, and I had a little chat with her. I spoke to her earlier. I spoke to my grandmother, and there's like not too concerned, and I'm pushing this onto the city and to the police. I'm alleging that the police and unknown relatives are participating in a conspiracy to commit intimidation on me and now my family. I reported these incidents. I've been calling police. I spoke to the police chief's secretary today. I reported my concern of the police coming here and talking to my grandmother behind my back. That's considered intimidation and criminal harassment, especially when I'm attempting to report criminal activity, especially relating to the illegal eviction of my residence on 101 Lauren Avenue. Regardless what the police or my family or anyone has to say, it doesn't matter about your opinion, whether I paid the rent or not. That was not a police issue. That was a tenancy board issue, meaning I had every right to go before a hearing, and they deprived me of that right. They stole my property, and I'm forced into homeless. They did that in two groups that conforms a conspiracy to commit intimidation and fabrication of evidence. Now I'm alleging that I reported it. I made a complaint to City Hall with Jamie Hastings. 4 packages. I reported human trafficking of a child. Since that time, the police are making faster responses to having me thrown in the streets or having my family identify me as mentally ill, rather than looking for addressing some of these concerns. So that's obviously major corruption. And I am not in any way, shape, or form upset with my grandmother, my grandparents, or my grandparents. They're at the age they're at. It's troubling that the police in the city would come here behind my back, to convince my family to tell me not to send this stuff out. My grandmother had advised me that she was worried that the city was saying that I'm harassing them and that I am mentally ill because I want to pursue reasonable and lawful criminal complaints of major incidents that have been committed on me, all provable. And my grandmother, she does not have the source of education to understand this stuff. She would not be able to appreciate it. Same with my family. They do not understand this stuff. They do not understand what the police are doing is illegal and what they're doing, and they're doing it as a conspiracy to commit intimidation on me to stop me from reporting this. This is a hindrance. So I just wanted to make this to Jamie. I'll make this quickly and clear. Jamie, I spoke to Jamie. I told her that I'm concerned about my family. Tyler, I'm going to be pressing charges against for one incident for conspiracy to fabricate evidence or Sherry on a mental health act form. I have Tyler on video today yelling at me and raising his voice, and I'm trying to show him, like, Tyler, this is legit. I even want to make complaints against you. Tyler has always maintained the opinion that this stuff means nothing. Everything that I'm complaining about, I'm writing down, all the things they did to me, this is nothing. This means nothing. But him and Sherry are allowed to get together with a conflict of interest, Justice Jaquetta, who sent me to prison or to the mental health institution for only violence to be committed on me. But they're willing to get together and lie and have me put in the mental health institution, forge the justice forged signatures. It's on the applications, and it proves that's intimidation. They lied. They also fabricated evidence, and the justice in that case will also be charged for that. And I will be pursuing charges against her for this. So, and just to make clear, Tyler Hastings, Marcus Kruger, Attorney Tara Walker, Kane Hastings, Vicky McCollum, Brian Hastings, any other person claiming powers of attorney or anything to do with anything. They have not talked to me. They refuse to speak to me, and they refuse to look at any of my documents. But they're all in the opinion that I'm mentally ill, and that So I have reason to believe that my uncle and my auntie are being infiltrated through the RCMP and Hell's Angels, Dale Donovan. So any of those persons, and same with my auntie Sandy. I'm not saying for sure, but I received some signatures from a Sandy from the courthouse, and before that the signature was that of a Karen. So I'm led to believe that I'm able to suggest that these are misappropriation frauds. So again, to Jamie, I just wanted to let you know, like, this is a criminal complaint number 1 right here. Okay, and what this entails is this was an incident. I was released on bail from the Manitoba Justice Department in July of 2007. I was facing numerous home invasion charges, and they released me on bail. It was slam dunk. I was not supposed to be released on the streets. It was a conspiracy to obstruct justice and to act as an accessory to the charges I was facing. The evidence was overwhelming. There was no chance for bail. So for them to release me, they will be charged, and they will be charged as a conspiracy, or at least investigated. That conspiracy leads to me robbing several commercial establishments in the city of Winnipeg, plus other possible unknown crimes. Now, in the event the police accuse me of crimes, including a murder, let's say, the police and the justice officials who acted in that case to obstruct justice and to act as an accessory and withhold evidence, leading to my release, they are now responsible for parties to an offense, to all the offenses and crimes that I committed during those 60 days. So if the police, or if there's evidence to say that, I'm just saying hypothetically, that Kurtis Hastings allegedly committed a murder or murders, the Justice Department would be liable to parties to offense to murder, meaning they would also be subject to the same laws as me over this. And that's why they're saying I'm mentally ill, and that's the cover story now. So, and with that being said, the reason I bring this up is I wanted to let you know, Jamie, the Patrick Chief, the body they found, or the body they located behind the house here, apparently they lifted a fingerprint off of him. That means the body was cold. So I'm alleging the police were caught, Jamie, setting me up for murder. Now, if they have evidence to say I committed a murder, they are, they're still in trouble because they released me. Meaning the Patrick Chief Crashane family and all the victims of these robberies and any other unknown crimes have a major lawsuit against the Justice Department and Canadian government over this case. This is conspiracy level corruption, Jamie, and they're trying to kill me over this. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that this is a major case, and this has the basis to be put all over CNN as a special report. Either way, they're going to be investigated for conspiracy in my case for releasing me. So I just wanted to let you know that that's one of the cases that I'm tackling. This one sent me to Stoney and whatnot, okay? The second one is I get out of Stoney, and when I went back to Stoney on September 10th, Jamie, that's Randy Lewis's birthday, the Stoney Mountain officials failed to remove me or move me to a different unit or put me onto the gang unit I was from. So policy-wise, they had information that something was going to happen. They failed to act. I ended up stabbing Jordan Morcott. Again, now that I'm more educated, I got prison time for that. They sent me to prison. No, they can actually be charged for parties to an offense, and Jordan Morcott has a major lawsuit against Stoney Mountain, and same with me, because they allowed that to happen. It was a preventable incident, and it happened on Randy Lewis's birthday, and that's when these incidents started happening, all on birthdays, Jamie. So what happens is that's an aggravated assault, attempted murder. The police didn't charge me for this for almost 2 years. And what happens here, Jamie, is the police charged me, and this is a warrant. This warrant was forged, meaning there was no magistrate that signed off on it. It was just the police officers. And I uncovered, Jamie, this is a really, really spooky stuff, that this was signed off by Reed. I won't get into it just now, but Jamie, this case right here, because they made up a fake warrant, they lied to the courts went along with it. That's called conspiracy to prosecute an innocent person, meaning they had no charges. They took me from my residence and put me in jail and imprisoned me. That's called kidnapping, Jamie. So the police officers that are involved in this warrant, the people that signed it, I'm going to be pursuing them for conspiracy to prosecute an innocent person because there was no charge there to even prosecute, meaning they made it up, and for fabricating evidence, and for kidnapping, because that was a kidnapping from the Mounties. This leads to me going into court into Stony. When I'm going into Headingley, I was on May 9th. I was assaulted by the Headingley guards, and then on May 7th, that's Christopher's birthday, I was sentenced to 4 years out. And all these dates all land on birth dates, Jamie. So this warrant, illegal warrant, conspiracy plus kidnapping, sends me into Headingley for 15 months. I'm assaulted by guards. There's incidents that happen there on May 9th. It leads into Edmonton Max. I go into Edmonton. EPS Quanto case happens October 7th. Paul Vukmanich becomes my roommate, and on October 16th, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, right here, is on Speech of Throne, and that's Kiana's birthday. So from there, Vukmanich had a year to go. When I went back to Stony, he was there for a few months. He had a full year to do in Stony, and that's when we got back to Stony, within 20 days, a major incident, preventable, a major conspiracy to commit murder on me and Chris occurred on camera. The police haven't charged it. That incident implicates the Canadian government and RCMP and organized crime with the Manitoba Warriors. They were supposed to forward that case, Jamie. So this is a major case, and it implicates Ottawa, not just the RCMP at Division D. This implicates Ottawa and organized crime. So this warrant, this conspiracy to prosecute an innocent person plus kidnapping, leads to a conspiracy to commit murder with organized crime. So now these officers are going to be subject to participation in activities of organized crime because their activities led to the attempted murder of Chris and me. Now the transfer of Vukmanich occurs on April 14, 2014, the Winnipeg police attend Stony Mountain to arrest Vukmanich, and they take him and provide him safety. During that time, a major incident unfolds. That proves a major conspiracy, Jamie. That's political corruption, prime ministers face police, Stony. That is a major incident, and I would like to sue them, and they're not allowing me, and they're trying to put me on homeless. So there's that, Jamie. And again, this is all paperwork. I have signatures, reports, and this proves it. So while I'm in custody, Jamie, I get out. I get to the halfway house. I told you about Shayla. I go back in, and I'm identified and labeled a pedophile. That I like little girls and things like that. On February 9th, I was supposed to be taken to the Winnipeg Remand Center on a federal statutory release. So that right there, Jamie, that's a statutory federal release right here. What happened is the Canadian government breaks the law and does not afford me my federal statutory release, which should have put me in the remand center. They didn't fill out that. So whoever failed that is going to be charged for a criminal offense called disobeying a statute. They violated my statutory release, and I'm going to say that's the reason for that, for keeping me in Stony Mountain, was to take me down to the courthouse to have me identified as a pedophile. And when I went back to Stony, I was supposed to go back to the remand. They kept me in Stony for 2 months. That was illegal. They weren't supposed to do that. So I'm alleging that was a part of a government conspiracy, Jamie. The evidence is here to prove it. During that, when I went to the courthouse, I was identified as a pedophile, a skinner, and you name it, right? I explained this. When I was there, I got accused of allegedly threatening sheriff officers. And Jamie, the justice who signed the Mental Health Act forms with Tyler, Justice Jaquetta, she is the original witness. The original witness to the February 9th, 2016 incident, that's Trudy Jaquetta. And she went on the stand and she confirmed these people's allegations. Jamie, I can prove they lied through contradictory evidence through their own evidence, meaning they all lied, they made it up. I'm able to prove that was a conspiracy. That's a major conspiracy at the courthouse on me. So what happens is they call the police, and this report was signed in by Josie Dupuis. I don't have the full length, but this was a signature forgery was given. It was Josie Dupuis and another, so that's criminal forgery. They lied about the incident report. The magistrate who sent me to the remand center for these charges was a Dickinson. She is also the one who signed the Mental Health Act forms with Tyler. And this would be called perjury, Jamie. Then forgery and perjury, because they didn't swear the charges in. There's no signatures. Yeah, that would be perjury. They were supposed to swear it right there. Swear. No signatures, nothing. They sent me to the remand. This is illegal. It's perjury. I didn't make up the charges, so I'm alleging conspiracy, another one to prosecute an innocent person. The intent of this conspiracy was to, again, have me sent to the remand center to 800, right, with these charges. And that's when they opened the doors for a incident with that inmate Brendan Severate. And this is a signature from, it looks like Laura Shauna Appleyard, but those are signatures forgeries from, I think, Sherry and Chief Judge Marguerite. I'm not sure. So Jamie, when I get there, a major incident, oh, not a major incident, but a serious incident, Brendan Severate, it's all caught on camera. At minimum, I should have been charged for aggravated assault. That guy was fucked up. So they didn't charge me. I have the incident reports right here, Jamie. That was aggravated assault. You do not give passes on aggravated assaults. You commit aggravated assault, they have to charge you for that. This is the incident reports from the Winnipeg Remand Center. Marcus Kruger comes to my mind. He was the officer. He looked away for about 5 minutes and allowed this incident to go undetected. During that time, serious injury and harm was caused to inmate Brendan Severate by several inmates, mainly by me and Cody Klein through flying knees and kicks to the head through the door in front of correctional officers. And I will plead my case. If they charge me for that case, I will plead my case and I will fight that all the way. So, but this proves on May 13th that Marcus Kruger was working, and I'm led to believe he may be involved in some of the American interests that may be up here. So, Jamie, I'm proving my case here. These for them not forwarding that case, the aggravated assault, the superintendent of the institution, James Angus, he can be charged for obstruction of justice and accessory to aggravated assault for the inmate I punched out. He can be charged for that, for not following the laws. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. That's it. So that conspiracy leads to that incident, okay? And that justice jihad. I get out, I'm quiet. On May 13th, I was pulled over here, Jamie. I was pulled over by the Winnipeg police for allegedly looking mentally ill. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I caught these police lying. They said I was wearing a sweater, halfway up, hood, zip, shirt. They lied. They made it up. That was their observation for pulling me over. And that's a conspiracy. When they, as partners, they sit there together and make up lies and write it down and confirm with each other to say he was wearing that. And I can prove that you lied, you made that up. That's a conspiracy, Jamie. That's called conspiracy to fabricate evidence. So what happens from there is I'm able to prove they lied. There's no sweater. I have their notes here. They're all confirming it, Jamie. No sweater. Again, they charge me. No zip-up sweater. And they forge the signatures and they don't process anything. That's perjury. They sent me to jail. That's where I seen that Marcus Kruger. The last time I seen Marcus Kruger on charges that were perjured into the courts, it led to an incident with the Brendan Severate. So you get in the picture, all these things, all these incidents I'm complaining about actually led to people getting hurt. These are legit complaints, and the intent of these incidents were to cause serious harm to me, Jamie. The reason a lot of it didn't happen is because a lot of people out there, inmates, gang members, people that know me, fucking know me, and they know these guys are pieces of shit. So that's what probably saved me from a lot of this, is being fucking tough. So that, with that being said, this conspiracy, when I got out May 13th, there's an officer in here by the name of Jason Sousa right there. I think he could be a possible U.S. agent, so USA, but I won't get into that just yet. So from there I get out from the remand center, Jamie. When I get out from the remand center, CBC News reporter Aaron Broham attends my 101 Lower Avenue residence, speaking to my mom. She provides her number and whatever, her contact information on her own handprint. I have it on a Manitoba Marathon thing. I know the exact date. It was June. I don't want to give the date out right now. But she came around soon after that incident. and that was I would say a conspiracy incident. She lived on the next block. I told you about the Pantless Darius. So going into the Pantless Darius incident, her license plates, I have reason to believe that I always said she wasn't who said she was. I have reason to believe that this Aaron Broham and the people in the Point Douglas area are the ones concealing my allegations here, that there may be American police trying to defraud my allegations here. Any person that are trying to say they're helping me or they're a part of this, I'm going to be asking for the American and North American public to pursue them for high treason, parties to high treason here. So I just wanted to show you, I don't want to keep going, but Jamie, this is all legit work. And this one right here, this is against Chief Danny Smythe. And this one is about the May 13th incident. He was supposed to forward this to the IIU 3 years ago when I made my complaint and he didn't. So that's an obstruction of justice, an accessory to fabricating evidence and kidnapping. I'm laying my own charges against him, Jamie. Okay, these are all actual charges. People are going to be charged. This is how it's supposed to be done. This is the legal way of doing it. This is how the law tells you to do it this way. So I have the complaint against Chief Danny Smythe here. I have over 15 supporting signatures from different justice officials and ministers and police confirming this file exists, and that pretty well Chief Danny Smythe did not forward this file. This case actually implicates all the people that refused to forward the complaint over to the IIU for obstruction and accessory. I'm only, this right here, this is like I'm going to go before a justice of the peace or a judge in the next little soon or so, or in front of the news, and I'm going to lay a charge against Chief Danny Smythe for obstruction and accessory right here. I have my originals, and then I am going to lay the charge, and I'm going to give this over to the whoever's going to arrest or charge Danny Smythe for this crime. This is a very thorough complaint. Danny Smythe does not stand a chance. He's going to be fired for this right away, Jamie. There's no, and the police, for the police to be coming here and doing this to me and trying to put me homeless, and Tyler and everyone trying to say that they agree with him, they can be charged for this for accessory, Jamie. That's a crime what they're doing to me. It's intimidation. And I'm not trying to do that to my family, and I'm putting that on the police for harassment, for harassing us, not leaving us alone, right? So human trafficking, and this is going out to the Prime Minister's office, political high treason, human trafficking, complaint against Chief Danny Smythe for the May 13th incident. This is to Ottawa. This is the conspiracy there for the illegal eviction from the Manitoba Justice Department. And look, these are all legal forms, Jamie. For them to sit there and say, I can't do this, I'm mentally ill, they would be charged for this. Anyone that would get, family members too, if they get in the way of this saying that, stop them, you guys are going to be charged for this. I'm writing it down. But who's ever doing it? Tyler kills it. So, but this right here, Jamie, and I'm going to show you right here. So I had lawful tenancy, I explained it. This proves it right here to the tenant. He signs my name, everything. He gives me a key. There's also his rent. He even signed a rent thing for me to release rent. That's how I was able to get my release for rent money forwarded to for rent, is through Brendan's signature. That proves tenancy. I also have all my recordings. You know, I record myself. I have myself on recording paying Brendan in cash, talking to him, and then this next time we had disagreements, he walked away from me. During that time, he made that notice to enter the residence. So from April 7th until July 13th, Brendan could have made an eviction notice and turned around and served it, and the police would have had a better case. Now my case against these guys is, if Brendan, why didn't he make the eviction notice? So if he didn't have it in him to make the eviction notice, you guys had absolutely no authority to even fucking be there. Meaning, two groups of police officers, those two got together, well, on separate days, and confirmed each other's evidence to have me removed from that house with force. They're removing my Jamie, that's intimidation. That's illegal. That's a conspiracy right there. Those two groups getting together to do this to me, and there's a motive behind it. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave this. This is a long video. I'm gonna make a second video right away, and I just wanted to let you know, Jamie, that I'm concerned that these people are trying to cause serious harm to me. I don't have no faith in Tyler whatsoever. Any police officers or officials that are coming to Granny's house and speaking to them about me behind my back, when I'm making complaints and YouTube videos and phone calls and letters, and I'm telling my grandparents I'm going out of my way to contact these people, and they're not contacting me back, but they're willing to come here to say I'm mentally ill and that I'm harassing them, I'm going to have you guys charged for criminal harassment. You guys are now following me when I'm sitting there trying to get into a tenancy renza hearing, which should get me accommodated for some shelter under law, and you guys won't let me do that. You have my brother Tyler and my other relatives trying to get mad at me over not getting my ID. There's a reason for the ID, and the ID is I'm able to prove that the government and the courthouse are manufacturing, trafficking, and forged documents and identifications to commit fraud. So why would I go and get ID when I know they're sitting there defrauding all of my identifications and complaints? That doesn't fucking make sense. Mind your own business is what I want to tell the fucking guy. So I'll leave it at that.